This is my first time doing a podcast, and I'm with King Rivera. Yo, what's up, King?
What up?
Alright, so you are the new lightweight WBC champion, right? Uh, you
Mhm.
lost. I watched a lot of your fights. You fought against Hank Matias, Pruitt Smith, Chris Ricky, and uh, and you recently just beat Maddox Frazier, who was Graham Haney's sparring partner, or I don't know. How do you feel?
Feel me? Like, I feel good. Feel me? But like they was fucking around that event.
Yeah, but yo, King, I'm gonna say this like out of the whole PBC like community, like I like your avatar the best. Like your fits are tough. I like your fits.
But yeah, we putting that shit on. I'm unique. I'm exquisite. Like I don't look like nobody else. I'm always looking like King Rivera. See one of my fits. That's me.
Yeah, bro. I got your poster behind you. The King versus Maddox one. The recent event, bro. You look tough in that one. But I that's not we are talking here. I'm gonna talk about your ups and downs because I seen all your fights. I seen your ups and downs. You know how you lost to Tank Matias, then lost to Puat Smith, then you came back. You beat Rico right when you came back. If or
Mm-hmm.
did you fight someone else?
Nah, I beat Rico.
Yeah, alright. So yeah, alright, so you lost to Tank. You lost to Pruitt. Can't lie. Both these guys are good fighters. You are a good fighter as well. You are a battle-tested fighter. Then you beat Rico, who was one of the best defensive fighter. And after that, who did you fight after Rico? Was it Chris Ricky?
Chris Ricky.
Alright. The Chris
Yeah,
Ricky event, again, you fought I think a number 4 pound for pound fighter. Even though you lost, still a pretty good fight, and you beat Maddox Frazier. Pretty, and a lot of people say that's a robbery. I get why because it was a pretty close fight, but I wanna like, ask you what were you thinking through that fight? Like, what was your game plan going in? Because you were fighting like pretty differently. You are a what is it called? Aggressive fighter, but you were like fighting you were trying to outbox Maddox Frazier that whole event.
oh yeah, I was just doing shit. Feel me? We was in that motherfucker. You can ask my corner. Like I was just, I was having fun with him. And that's all I was doing for real. I knew at the end I would just end up winning, no matter what I would do.
Yeah, but like you gassed out in like the first 2 rounds, and like you got dropped in the third. Like was it like
Fifth,
fifth? Yeah, you got dropped in the fifth. Like, then is that like when like you're like, yo, I'ma lock in now, or like nah? Was that the
yeah,
point?
yeah. That's when I was like, all right, bet, kill me, 'cause we got to turn up now. I'm a little down on the scoreboard, but I already felt this nigga how he coming and sit. Like he ain't had the tools to beat me for real. Like if I really like, but I ain't because like if you fighting somebody under you and you like try to fight them, like they hella good, you'll end up doing too much and end up losing because like they not on that skill level. So you got to sometimes come down to where they at.
That's pretty true. But was he training for this event or nah? Or were you sparring, or were you
Yeah,
like
I did a little training. Yeah, I did.
you were
Yeah, I did a
small
little bit
ring
of
the
training.
whole time you were small ring or what?
Nah, I was doing some big ring.
Uh, because but Docs is again he big rings. He plays the game every day. He dead ass like he spars Graham Haney. He is again Graham Haney's right hand man. Oh yeah, did you see he left the server? I think
Yeah, that was funny.
yeah, bro, you left the server. That shit's corny. Alright, yo, King. So you are, I think you're gonna be a Hall of Famer. You were the first WBC medalist. You became a WBC champion in lightweight and a WBA regular in lightweight as well. Was it a regular belt?
I got promoted eventually.
Alright, so you are a two-time world champion. Um, you fought you had one of the biggest pay-per-view event last year against Tank Matias. You fought against both the both these guys. You fought like three guys who are now like pound for pound ranked fighters. Do you got like anyone you want to call out in the lightweight division? You know, or you want to rematch with Chris Ricky again?
It really don't matter. Like I'm for whoever. You feel me? But like, you know, it really don't matter. Like anybody can get it. I don't really got a certain call out for real.
Like nobody like rings to your mind, or
Nah,
no,
not nobody.
not even
Not
Josh Dark. You know that guy.
bro. What the fuck? That nigga is in Wilkes. Thinking we is in two different weight classes, and that's my son. I'll never do that to him. You
Bro?
know,
Why did he dressed up like you, bro? I was like, what the fuck, bro?
yeah. We that's literally my son for
Bro. That's why I called him gay, bro. I didn't make him misrender.
real. That's why you ain't take him look. He was
Yeah,
looking
bro.
like me.
No. I like you, bro.
Yeah.
You a chill guy. Nah, bro. I'm joking. Nah, but King. On a real note though, like, do you got like any guy? Will you like rematch Chris Ricky, or would you like fight for another belt first, then you
Like,
rematch him?
look, I do whatever. Like, there's like I'll do that. I'll fight Flinks. I'll rematch Rico.
Oh yeah,
I'll fight Nino. I think he's back in the lightweight division. I'll fight anybody. They can give me anyone. I'll rematch my dogs and beat the shit out of him.
I think the
Like
next
it don't
fight you
matter.
should
Like they,
fight Hassan. Yeah, Hassan versus you should be next.
I should fight him. I'll beat the shit out that boy.
Yeah, yeah, but King, but don't you think you should like level up your game, because like I was watching the fight with you versus Maddox. Maddox was like in yellow ping the whole time. Like, don't you like feel like a certain way or something? You,
Nah, I just do whatever. I don't really got a little look because if I really like, you feel me? It's gonna be like, oh, he weight bullying. Nah, I'm gonna give these niggas a chance.
nah,
And
but
then plus, I don't want to like go
uh,
and camp because then if I have to, that's doing too much. Like that's low key draining. Nobody really got time for that.
uh, yo, King, last year we weren't like cool. We both were beefing, but now we are cool and stuff. I want to ask you about a few things from like last year's event as well. And I want to talk to you about
Mhm.
what were what was your FPS during the Tank Matias event, because that event was one of the biggest event.
Man, I don't even know. I just know I was laggy as hell, but
Yeah,
that ain't
bro.
stopped me from like trying to press forward. That's all I was doing. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just press forward and just keep, just have fun at that point. Make it entertaining.
Alright. What about Pruitt Smith? What about that fight? That fight you got fucking
I,
demolished. I was
all right,
like,
shut your bitch ass up.
nah,
All right,
nah.
look,
Uh,
that fight, I was low key better than Perret, right? And they put me on some little weak ass servers, and like I wasn't even locked in, bro. Like nigga, I had to go, and my dad was like constantly talking to me. So like, yeah, but like I feel like that's a fight that I really shouldn't have lost. For real. He wasn't better than me in that moment.
yeah, because you were like a 2,800, right? Yeah, you were 2,800. You were playing the game every day. No, but yo, King, one more thing. Who's making your shorts? For the like past two events, like your shorts are like better. Like I like your shorts versus Chris Ricky, the lightning ones. Who made those?
Gabe Limit, shout out to the Gabe Limit. That's my nigga. That's what I'm gonna be tapping into for the rest of my shorts. He be making them shits tough.
Yeah, bro. I seen your like two short, like your two fights, and your shorts are like clean, bro. I like your shorts. Uh,
I
I
like them too. They tough.
I'm gonna ask you another question. Do you think that be on a real note with me? Do you think that Elias versus Jackie Ripper should have been a main event?
It's not a main event.
It is. But do you think they
Oh yeah.
deserve it? Like the third,
I
both
feel
these guys are like coming off a two-fight losing streak. By the way, Elias losing to like Mike Scott, and I'm not sure, and Jackie Ripper is like coming off a loss against, what is his name, Toby and Buron, the Russian guy.
so like this is my opinion on that, right? they lost. Even though they lost, they are still known fighters. You think about them, and their division, they're still at the top. They're like the greatest. They're like the greatest of the featherweight division. You know, so like yeah, and it's their trilogy. Yeah, give them a main event, in my opinion. You know, that's a great. That's one of the greatest trilogies that we've seen.
Bro, I think they should have gave me a main event. You know, junior featherweight's a dead ass division, bro. They pulled me down there just, and I lost my ranking just for me not to get a fight. That's some bullshit.
They'll eventually get one. They're gonna find you.
Yeah. I one more thing, yo, you heard about Law Davis declining 8 fights straight? What do you think about that shit? He declined Riley.
Declining eight
Yeah, he
fights
declined eight
straight.
fights straight. Yeah. I don't,
My nigga Lil, that's crazy because like
yeah,
I
he
don't care if I wasn't in PBC no more or nothing. If I ever got a fight, I'm accepting. Like there in my head, you should never decline a fight. Chris Ricky, bitch. Anyways, you should never decline a fight when you get offered the fight. That's some bitch shit. Like I don't care who it's against. I don't care how good or when you get that contract, you gotta accept it. I
yeah,
feel like it should be a little punishment included if you ever say no.
yeah, cause Law ducked Riley. They say he ducked Riley Cameron Charlo for like 3 belts.
Mm,
Who else? Not sure. He ducked quite a lot of fighters, and he said he wants to fight
That's
Diego.
That's crazy. You know, if he's out there ducking fighters, he should not have any say on who he should fight.
But do you think he's still like a pound for pound like fighter? You think he's still a good fighter, even though he ducks
Yeah,
fights?
he still, you know, I don't know why he's ducking. You know, he still has chances in these fights. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he won all those fights that he's ducked.
Mm.
So I don't know why he's doing it. He's still a great fighter.
Alright, last this gonna be a final question before we dip. Who you think is gonna win the fight? Smeet versus I think Cam. I think is he fighting Cam on the
Nah, it's Tank
who you
Crawford.
think gonna win that fight? You think Tank Matias or Smeet?
I got Tank Crawford winning that fight, one
You think gonna go
sixteen
by
to one
decision?
thirteen.
115,
Yeah, it's gonna
113.
be a decision for
What
sure.
about Croc versus Andre,
115.
the co-main event? Croc versus Andre.
I got I got that going either way, but I'm gonna lean towards Croc winning by like 4 points.
Alright. Alright, King. Thank you so much for coming to my first ever podcast. I would love to do more. Hopefully, in the future with you. I enjoy this. Take care, everybody. Peace.